way too. Oh, we're live.
Welcome to ComicCast, issue number 170, brought to you by Dwayne's World Comics and Games, 457 East Sullivan Street in Kingsport, Tennessee. They carry comic books, graphic novels, statues, toys, gaming merchandise, including miniature games, board games, and RPGs. Check them out, Dwayne's World Comics and Games, Kingsport, Tennessee. My name is Boogie Bentley, and I'm representing the Inner Circle.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And I'm Adam Wade Adams, and I'm representing the Don't
Canada.
Give a Damn.
Why are we starting out with this lame attitude?
Canada.
Yeah, there it is.
I like
Perfect.
when Boogie dresses us down. It's one of my favorite things.
I only do it to
Come
Adam,
on, guys. Let's
Jason,
get
tell them who
together
you
here.
are, AirPods.
Yeah, well, by demands, by the fans' demands, I'm now AirPods, and I'm representing Obsequious, one of the label mates at my work, $20 spin.
And this is Gomer.
Wow,
I
you're
don't
so
represent
anticlimactic, Gomer.
Just Gomer.
We
The outer
are
rim.
at
I represent the
ComicCast
outer
Pod.
rim.
We're just at ComicCast Pod. On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Wherever you get social with your media. Also, you're listening to this on YouTube, courtesy of the S&B Network. Smash the like button. Smash it. Share out the link. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the bell for notifications. If you want to hear a very entertaining pre-show, you can go to patreon.com/ComicCastPod. This one will not
If
be
you're
free.
50 year older.
You couldn't even keep
you're
a
older,
straight
do not
face.
attend.
This
If
will
you
not
want to
be
hear an
free.
entertaining. Yeah, it wasn't that entertaining.
It was pretty entertaining.
It was me going off on old people.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's entertaining.
Hey,
They would
hey,
just die already.
hey, Jason, if you ever get transported to the 90s, you could be AirPogs.
There you
Wow,
go. I did have an
wow.
awesome Pog collection back in the day. I was the
Really?
king of Pogs in
Really?
elementary. Oh yeah. And like, you know how you play for keeps in Pogs.
Yeah.
So if you win, you get the other person's stack. You play for keeps.
I think
And
I was
then-
getting
so I
laid
had-
by then.
I had mad
Whoa,
Pogs.
what?
Oh yeah.
I'm so much cooler than you nerds.
Was your handle back then Slammers Misexplained?
Was
Yeah.
he again?
I had a metal slammer, so it would flip full
Oh,
stack.
that's cheating.
Wow.
You bastard.
Hey, he needs to go monetize on that channel we were talking about earlier in the pre-show.
Yeah, metal banger.
I got a metal hammer. But now they want to go to patreon.com/ComicCastPod. You see why Jason's rocking a metal hammer.
He had a slammer made out of Mandalorian steel.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's a great thing.
Look at
Passed
that
the brick on the
segue.
table,
Let's
and I was
talk
like,
about
That's a professional right there.
Lay the brick on the table. Yep, no money coming from this one. Oh man, what about Disney Plus? Everybody got it, right?
It's all
Yep.
right.
Is it all right? Yeah, I
It's
hyped it up.
awesome.
How great it is. Drop that Mandalorian video 2 hours in.
Yeah.
I've not watched it since.
man.
My kids love it though.
You got advantage. You took advantage though.
I
of
broke
that.
it. I broke it in with Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Nice. I haven't even really dug that deep into it to know Who Framed Roger Rabbit was on there. I started off with
Did they-
Tron, went to
did they
Tron
edit-
Legacy.
Did they edit
What?
Roger Rabbit at all?
Why would they?
Because I hear they took some stuff off of, like, I guess what they decided to make Greedo shoot first.
McClunky.
Again. Yeah. So they're editing stuff already, or taking kind of liberations with some things. So I didn't know if they put a censored version of Roger Rabbit on there.
I didn't notice, but I mean, there's not much they could. I guess they could edit out some Jessica Rabbit, maybe, or
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why? What are you talking
Why would you make
about?
Greedo
maybe
shoot
the
first
giant
again?
gorilla. That
Well,
that-
I understand why.
the-
George Lucas wanted it that way, and he's the boss.
Yeah.
Who's the boss of Jessica Rabbit?
I didn't run down the
Had
chat.
no
Of
balls.
course, as always, we got Chad Johnson hanging
Yeah.
out. We got Ninja
Yeah.
Fingers, aka Matthew Lane. Comic
What-
Man Andy is here. What's up, Comic Man?
Hey, Andy, what's up, dude?
one of
Make sure you
the
guys
big
smash that like button, share out the link. We got to grow this live chat.
one
man.
of the
Get it
big,
in, Adam. Get it in, brother.
Well, I'm trying to talk
He'll
about
forget.
topics, and you're shilling.
Oh, wait. I can shut down the live chat. We can just kick them out and we can do a Skype call. Or you want to call me on my phone? You can call me on my phone. We'll just
Text
talk
it.
about it. Let's get rid of the listeners. Screw the listeners. Let's just have a conversation.
It's at the Adam Show again.
We can do that. I was trying to find a screen
You
capture.
didn't let him finish.
I know.
I
I'm
what
going
he
to cut
was
him off
gonna
because I was going to post a screen capture of the show. And like I'm scrolling through looking for something entertaining. And it's just Adam going. I completely forgot about it. So what's up, Adam? Yeah, I'm ignoring your phone call. Tell me some more about Jessica Rabbit.
No, well, I wanted to say one of the big things I noticed with Disney Plus, with the movies and the shows, that really that impressed me was the fact that they include extra content.
Sure.
So the Marvel movies have commentaries, documentaries. I watched a documentary that was included with Roger Rabbit.
It's a nice touch, and
It really is.
They're really giving people what they want. And an example of that is The Simpsons. And The Simpsons on there
Yeah.
all 30 seasons, but there's been some
No
outcry.
Michael Jackson episode.
Yeah, no Michael Jackson
Oh.
episode.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
Come on.
They're taking stuff out. They're taking
But
stuff
we know
out. So
why. He's
Yeah,
accused of raping little boys.
Right,
They're
right,
not going to
right,
have
right.
that on there.
Hey, calm
Sure.
down. I'm trying to make money here.
I'm just saying.
But it wasn't even really Michael Jackson. It was a guy in a mental institution
Right.
or whatever
Yeah.
that thought he
Yeah.
was Michael Jackson.
They at least thought it was off color to have it in there, and I understand the decision. But like
Yeah.
The Simpsons, they changed the aspect ratio to make it full HD, beautiful. But when you do that, you ruin some of the jokes in The Simpsons. For example, in one of the episodes, they have the beer. They go to the tour of the Duff Beer Factory, and they have Duff, Duff Light, and Duff Dry. But there's a tube coming, and it's all from the same tube.
right.
And it cuts off part of that too because they changed it to high def. So next year they're going to put it out. In 2020, they're going to put it out without all of those changes. So they're listening to the audience,
That's good.
which is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. They also have a thing on there where you can ask them to put stuff on there. Like if something's missing, you
Oh,
can
nice.
request it. Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's where I need to go ask why isn't the Muppet Show? You have all the Muppet movies.
Mhm.
Why isn't the
Yeah.
Muppet Show, the original show, on here?
I don't know.
That it's
I
got to
would
be
be-
right because
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
that I mean Fraggle Rock
All the guest
isn't
spots,
on there. I don't
yeah.
think.
The HBO's got the rights to that.
Yeah, and that's on.
That's what you
I think Fraggle Rock is actually on Hulu also.
It's on Hulu, but they're going to move it to HBO Max when HBO Max comes out.
Oh,
It'll have all the Fraggle Rock.
HBO DC Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess because they're still going to have the DC universe, whatever streaming.
Mhm.
With
I want to see
don't
the
know.
Ewok movies. They used to be on YouTube to watch for free, and they're off now because of Disney Plus.
Exactly.
So it's like, well,
I fell
been
in
like-
love with Ewoks again after watching Return.
I've been
or
wanting to watch
Jedi
it again since like 10
Yep,
years ago. I was
yep,
like, oh, it's
nope.
on YouTube. I'll watch it later. And then I
Yep,
never
yep.
got to. And then I was like, oh, well, it'll probably be on Disney Plus, and it's not there. So I'm like, all right, well, now I can't find it, and it's like super expensive to
Yeah, the
buy on
Christmas,
DVD.
the Christmas
So
special isn't on there either. The Christmas special isn't on there either.
yeah, it's
And that should
right.
definitely
the Star
be on
Wars
there.
Christmas special's not on there?
No,
That's just,
No, that's never been released. Lucas
it
has never
should be.
released it.
Lucas don't own it no more. The mouse owns it.
you
The
call
mouse
people
should
stupid
put that
and you're
crap
dropping
out,
double
dude.
negatives.
But
They should
I
put that
own it.
crap out. Yeah.
Wow,
No,
why am I
nice.
not surprised?
You got that in
Yeah.
the back alley behind a comic
Yeah.
shop in a dark alley.
From George
It's,
Lucas himself.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Jawas. Who would ever want to slaughter Jawas? I know one guy who'd want to slaughter some Jawas.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
Spoilers.
What's wrong with spoilers? Oh, there happen to be Jawas. and The
Jason's
Mandalorian doesn't
spoiling
like
crap.
them.
3
Who
hours
likes
into
it?
Disney Plus, he's spoiling crap. And
Yeah, I
getting
really,
Jawas.
I
dude.
really
So,
was.
do Jawas just have the same type of vehicle? Is that just
Oh, yeah,
like
cruising.
families just all have the same type
The
of
family
type
van,
of vehicle?
and then borrow it from each other and drive it across
Well,
the planet.
I mean, there's got to be that's like the minivan
Yeah.
of the galaxy. You know what I mean? Anybody who needs that particular vehicle to do that particular job works, and Jawas just happen to prefer that vehicle. They've got to be making those. It was Jawa height. We've never been inside a sandcrawler before the second episode of Mandalorian, and it was cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was cool. What else are we talking about? Do you just want to talk about the Mandalorian?
It kind of looked like that G.I. Joe vehicle. No,
No.
what else? I was
Lame.
trying to look up the name of that one show I like, the documentary show about the Imagineering.
I think that's what it's called.
Imagineering.
Imagineering, like
Uh,
behind the magic or something.
Yeah, 2 episodes in of that, and it'll it's really good, and it might make you. I mean, it could make you tear up a bit at the end of each one because
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Because
I don't want to spoil it. But
got my jock.
I would hate to spoil this, but I'll spoil the crap out of comic books and The Mandalorian. I don't want to spoil this ridiculous documentary that nobody will watch. I don't want to spoil it for the one person out there that may listen to it.
The first one ends on Walt Disney dying from cancer.
Oh,
and
too soon.
Wait, Walt Disney is dead?
No,
How
he's
dare
frozen.
you spoil that?
Frozen.
How dare you?
And but the thing is like they had some of that, like the Imagineering people from very beginning who knew him. They were interviewing them, and they would get choked up talking about it.
He paid us so well.
And then of course the second one
he wasn't racist or misogynistic at all.
the second one focused on Disney World in Florida.
And there you go, Jonathan Hedrick. Captain EO on Disney Plus. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
dude, what a great idea! Yeah,
for those who don't know what Captain EO is, that was Michael Jackson
for us. I know I should feel bad about those children he raped, but I'm going to care about myself for a second. Captain EO, what a great movie!
Yeah,
great movie.
Yeah, I'm going to be the captain of Val's. EIO.
I'm about to shut it down and go into comic books.
old Darth McDonald had a spaceship.
The Captain EO is rad. Okay. They couldn't stream it in 3D though. I don't think.
Dollhouse Family #1.
We're done with Disney Plus already.
I think so. I think I'm done with it.
I still need to jump into Darkwing Duck and
because it's so it's 1992. Yeah, let's talk about Darkwing Duck.
Dude, it's cool to actually have those though. My kids have been watching the hell out of.
Can we break down each episode? I would love to get into every.
Let's do it. In the first episode, mild-mannered account.
Comic book shows that are on there. Check out Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
X-Men, the 90s really X-Men's on there.
90s X-Men, Silver Surfer's on there.
Yeah.
It's a great streaming service. And that deal, that bundle with ESPN Plus and Hulu, that's a great deal, man.
Commercial-free Hulu though.
So I don't care about.
You pirate everything anyway.
What are you talking about? None of your stuff comes with commercials.
Oh, you pirate everything? I don't have any way to pirate stuff.
You don't have you don't own a computer. What do you want?
Showbox is not working, so
maybe the people who own that stuff
his drug dealer got put in jail.
Yeah. What do you do when your dealer gets busted? So
that's right, man. You gotta have a few on the side. You gotta have a few on the side.
Gotta research. Dollhouse Family #1. Are you guys done?
It's you, Boogie.
You guys done? You ready? We ready?
We got a lot of you. Hey, we got
a lot of books. I'm not the leader, but we got a lot of books
show.
to talk about. Let's do it.
You're the owner. #1. You're the owner. Remember that?
I make all 32 cents off this episode. Written by what? Written by M.R. Carey. Layouts. This is the weirdest layout ever. Layouts by Peter Gross. Finishes by Vince Locke. Colors by Chris Peter. Letters by Rod Klein. Thank you, Rod.
Thanks, Rod.
This thing, man, for me, I dug it. I was into it, but it kind of bounced around a lot. You got this main story, England, 1970s, 80s. This little girl, Alice, gets a mysterious dollhouse, which, come on, you've seen the cover. We know what we're getting into.
From her auntie.
Her mother's great aunt. And it's one of those over-the-top. Dude, you've seen them. The over-the-top, handcrafted. They're haunted. Every one of them's haunted.
Victorian house is haunted.
Yes.
The poor toys were made in China.
It's not
this is what we were getting. Haunted freaking toys from America. Yeah, that's why we stopped making toys in America.
But there's a lot going on in this book, man. The abusive father, helpless daughter. To nobody's surprise, you know something eerie, creepy is going to go on with that dollhouse. So the dolls come to life.
I wasn't expecting the Littles. Remember the Littles from Saturday Morning TV? That's what this reminded me of. I was like, is she hanging out with the Littles?
But I love this aspect of this side of the book. I liked when the daughter, when Alice gets the opportunity to come into the house, and then she's faced with this decision because her dad is beating the hell out of her mom, and she feels helpless, and she wants to intervene, and she faces this decision from this creepy dollhouse. We'll kill your father. We'll take care of him. But guess what? We're not a family in here. These are all individual people. If we kill your father, you got to live here forever. And I like the decision. I like that.
She's like, I'll do it myself.
But that's the thing.
Hey, calm down. Spoiler alert.
Would she have even
Not the spoiler
considered?
that you said that. They didn't know.
Would she have even considered doing that if the Dollhouse people wouldn't have been like,
Right.
"Oh, well, you know, your dad,
I don't
mom,
know.
you know that's
I
going to
don't know.
happen, right?"
I didn't care
was the
about any of the story except for
really?
the whole entire for the
Yeah.
whole entire Ninth Gate little story. That little part, I was like, all right, I'm down for like the whole entire trip to the cave and like the big
That's the
giant
part I
like,
hated.
demon girl.
And the
That's the part I
rapey
liked.
cave lady,
Yeah,
the
well,
rapey
let's-
cave
let's-
lady.
Remember the
let's
Ninth
hit
Gate
that.
with Johnny Depp?
Let's hit
Remember
that.
the Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp?
Let me touch
That's
on
exactly
that.
what it was.
Let me touch on that.
Exactly
We'll get
what
into it. There's a second half of this story, and it's bouncing back and forth between the two. And this story takes place in the 1800s, and you've got this land surveyor out there making maps, and he stumbles upon, to use the word again, mysterious cave, and he ends up inside it with
In
this
more ways than
mysterious-
one. Ayo.
Yeah, come on, dude. What the hell was that? You've got this mysterious, gigantic. I'm going to use that word 800 times. This giant that's just sleeping in a cave.
Yeah.
The next thing we know, this dude's getting laid in the cave beside the
Yeah,
giant
like this mysterious
no
cave
reason.
lady would be like, hey, he's like, no, that's not cool. And she's like, oh, is this cool? And like coerces his hand down on
Yeah,
the,
and well,
you know,
I forgot what her language is, but in like 3rd century English or whatever, he's like, "Oh, dost thou thine touch thine
Yeah.
heat?" You know,
oh,
you're like,
I'm
"All right."
arriving, milady. I'm arriving. Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
I still
right.
want to read the second issue though.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time with that part because I was like, dude, what is going on? It's so weird.
Yeah,
But even the other part, it wasn't horror to me until Homegirl did what she did because I was like, oh my gosh, these dolls talk this. I don't even
Jason's
know if
already
this,
spoiled it. So
I don't even know if this girl is sane.
she
right.
basically
She
says,
may be
"I don't know what I'm
insane.
gonna do.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what I'm gonna do." She goes back to regular size outside the dollhouse, grabs a hammer, and smashes her dad's skull in.
She
Yeah,
just
no,
can't
that's right.
deal.
This
She
could all
just
be
can't
like-
deal, bro.
She's
No, that's
obviously
right.
off.
This could all be in
kilter.
her head. Yeah, this could all be in her head. She could be making
Yeah.
it up, make believe to adapt with the situation that she's living with. You know what I mean? These dolls could not even be alive. She's just pretending. You know what I mean? Like,
Hill House Comics. This was so much better than Joe Hill's book.
yeah, it was.
Even though I really would have liked to seen a connection made between the cave thing and the little girl thing.
It's
But
coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
coming, yeah.
who knows? It may not be. I mean, they seem like
Not the only
there's
thing
no
that's
way they're
coming.
going to connect those.
Heyo.
Ew.
I,
But yeah, I'll read issue 2. This was good.
I did. I don't know if I was expecting more. Something more along the lines of a horror.
It really wasn't that.
Well, it's a
Scary.
horror line. It actually says it in the title
Yeah,
of
but
the
it really
line.
wasn't. I'm with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this just did not deliver what I was expecting,
Mhm.
and it doesn't. I'm not interested at all in picking up the second issue. If you there's a good there's a newer show that came out called Creep Show, where they
Shudder.
exactly that one,
Yeah.
and they
Yet
had
another
a
streaming service they want me to buy. Come on.
yeah, they had a episode of Creep Show where it was about a dollhouse and this little spooky, like creepy looking doll head that kept showing up in different places, and the little family inside you wouldn't see them move, but they would be reacting to stuff. But it's really good and a good example of when you want a horror, something horror about a dollhouse. That's what I'm looking for. This did not give it to me. Thank you, Boogie.
What? For what? What happened? I'm not letting him burp on stream.
Yeah, don't burp on stream, dude. But yeah, it didn't get horror for me until the very end. When the homegirl killed her old man.
Yeah. But going back
And
to
even
it,
then, I was like,
still-
all right, good, go, girl, do it.
this was so much better than Joe Hill's comic.
Yeah.
And this is his line, and you're expecting horror, you're expecting lock and key. And we two issues into this series line, whatever you want to call it, we've not got that yet.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed this though. And I'm already pulling Joe Hill's book, but I still want issue 2 of this. Jason's gone.
He'll come back. There he is. He's
Adam,
back.
let's talk about Tales from the Dark Multiverse Blackest Night, number 1.
Sorry, it's not a TV show, so I didn't.
They'll do an animated feature of this eventually.
And then you'll
so
love it.
We'll just come back to it in a year or two.
All right.
Oh wow, there it is. Now we're getting that much. The super chats are going to roll in now.
So Tales from the Dark Multiverse Blackest Night, #1, written by Tim Seeley, art by Kyle Holtz, Dexter Vines, Walden Wong, Danny Mickey, David Barron, and Alan Pasalacqua.
Man, there's a gang of them.
There were 3 inkers, according to the thing.
Wow, that's a lot of ink.
So, there's also that backup story or whatever in the. Wait, is it this one that has the backup story?
No, the Hill thing did.
Oh, that's right. The Hill thing did. I got
That
it.
pirate ship, which Boogie totally glossed over.
Yeah.
It was very good. I thought it was another good couple of pages.
And letters by Tom Napolitano.
Woohoo!
So the multiversal celestial,
ice cream, bro.
Huh?
I love your ice cream, Tom
Oh.
Napolitano.
Eat all the strawberry first. Named the celestial named Tempest Fugonaut or Fugonaut.
Oh, really? Really?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know how
Boogie's
it's
gonna hate
pronounced.
that.
How
Yeah,
is
you
it?
do.
How was it pronounced?
I'm sure it's not pronounced like the F word and not.
See if we can get this
It's like
demonetized. So
Tempest Fusion.
Boogie doesn't make that 32 cents.
It's like Tempest Fusion, you know? It's a fusion.
Yeah. I love me some Tempest Fusion. It sounds like a candy bar from a foreign country.
He gives no Fugonauts.
There it goes, Boogie. There it goes, Boogie. You owe him
What?
45 cents now.
Does anybody else want to take the lead on this book?
Tim Seeley should write Lobo. That's all I've got to say
Yeah.
about it. This
Oh,
is
it's
just
great.
okay,
Anyway,
man.
this is a alternate. This is an
He
alternate.
doesn't even know he's gone. He's just hanging out in the green room going, "Oh, the artwork is really detailed." But let me tell you about this show from the 1960s.
All right. Am I on yet?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I back? Are we
Yep.
sure? Okay. Watching an alternate.
Oh my gosh!
Now
Fujonot.
I've lost my place. So
What the Fujonot?
so this is
You
an
lost your notes from the review you downloaded.
this is an I didn't like this story.
That's a good review.
Yep, that's it.
That's good.
Done.
Sinestro's a punk in this, and I hate Sinestro when he's a punk. He should be better than what he is in this book.
He's a
Yeah,
limbo,
he let everyone down. Who cares?
He's the limbo lantern.
I'm the Limbo Lantern. I'm
Yeah.
black and white.
He's like composite Superman.
It's another Michael Jackson reference. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, Sinestro. It doesn't matter. Lobo's dope in this.
Like Michael Jackson song.
Oh, and
Oh my god.
yeah.
You went right
What
back
the
to Michael
heck?
Jackson.
I did.
That
I'm
song.
all about Lobo
Yeah.
being written by Tim Seeley, but this
And
is
Michael
the,
Jackson.
this
Yeah.
is the worst of the Dark Multiverse books for me.
Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin was in the music video for Black
no.
or White.
He was. Yeah. No, well, we won't go. Let's
This-
get off that. I'm sorry.
We'll get
This-
off
That's,
that.
that's
this-
my bad. That's my bad.
I've so far it's like I don't know. I think these books are since that very first one. This is kind of going down. I love Lobo in this,
Mm.
but as far as the story itself, I don't know. I didn't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I don't care either.
Um,
That's it.
That's it. We moving on. Nobody's
Did you
got
read this, Boogie? You
I
didn't
like
read this?
No, not yet. I had to read
So my
Massey's
buddy-
book. I've only got so much time in the day.
Yeah, go read the original if you haven't
I
read
recommended
Blackest
this.
Night.
To, I recommended this to my buddy. He runs this one meme page called Craig's Twisted Brain, and it's pretty much just like skeletons speaking the way Lobo does in this comic, and it's pretty amazing. And so I sent him a frame, and it says, Sinestro's like, looking out the window at the motorcycle. He's like, "Oh, I assume that monstrosity is yours, Lobo." And Lobo's like, "Oh yeah, her name's Ramona, and don't get your grape grease on her." That was hilarious. It's dumb Lobo top grape grease. But yes, I don't know. This story like was definitely the worst one out of all of them. But I still had a good time, and I like the whole entire. I like seeing Black Lanterns, and it was cool seeing a Dark Side Necron Black Lantern being the leader of everything. That was pretty dope. You get to see the Source Wall. You get to
That was
see Dove try to be like the savior of the universe and get imbued by like the whole entire cosmic, power of like life behind, the Source Wall. So that was cool. Of course, things went awry, but I had a fun time reading it, and I'm still going to check out more of these Tales of the Dark Multiverse. There's probably one more to go, Identity Crisis, and that's it.
I think there's at least one
I
more.
thought there was 2 more.
They might spread it out a little bit. But
I can't remember what the other one was. I just looked today and I've already forgotten.
Yeah, I'm still in. I'll get, continue to get them.
This will be great. And maybe Gomer said this earlier in a previous episode. Collected. These would be great collected.
I did say that.
Yeah, because you're so much smarter than everybody else.
I watched Rick and Morty. I watched Rick and Morty.
He's smarter than the average.
Tales from the Dark Multiverse. These will be great collected. Gomer. Let's talk about Black Hammer Justice League.
Gomer.
Number 5.
Jeff Lemire, the greatest comic book writer on the planet. Michael Walsh and Nate Picos.
Oh, Chad Johnson says, I got to cut you off. Teen Titans. That's the book we missed. It's going to be the Judas Contract.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It. Sorry. Now, go ahead. Sorry.
This is a fun wrap for the series. Mxyzptlk sends them all back home, but not before forcing Gale to be the hero and sacrifice yet again for the greater good. Some fun moments at the end where the Black Hammer and the Justice League gangs get together for a meal. Just good character dialogue by Lemire there, really. The most interesting part of this for me was the end, where all this seemed to be a scheme by Mxyzptlk to gain access to Colonel Weird's Parazone.
Schemes and scams.
It's a scam. He's a scheming scammer.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to be open-ended.
Exactly. Again, this is the best damn comic book writer on the planet doing what he does best, write damn good comic books. The art was perfect. It had that modern day feel with the throwback, sort of feel to it too. What an accomplishment. If I could just say this, Jeff Lemire created Black Hammer as like a love letter to the Golden and Silver Age. And what an accomplishment for him to be able to write a crossover where those characters who represent that love letter get to interact with characters that made the Golden and Silver Age, at least in part, possible. And bravo to him, just another feather in the cap of a guy who's got just a lot of feathers in a cap. I don't know how that works.
I don't know when the guy sleeps.
I don't know feathers. Yeah, I don't know when he sleeps, or if he's just that damn talented where he can just sit on the John in the morning on his phone
that's true.
and type out a freaking script. I don't know. Maybe
I'm pretty sure he like writes a bunch all at once, and then he takes like a month or 2 break because he can afford to. And then if he doesn't feel like taking a break, he just keeps writing.
What a great life!
I got Warren Ellis's newsletter today. He said, "Yeah, this is my last newsletter until January because I take a whole month off every year."
What a life!
Great when you're pulling that Batman residuals.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good conclusion. This was not the best issue of the series, but you probably don't expect that. We knew he was going to put everything, as Adam loves to talk about, back in the toy box.
Yeah.
But it's still open-ended. How great is Gail's humor? It's so funny.
Lovely.
Her hitting on
Barbalian
Aquaman,
getting that jive in there about
dude, you got her hitting on Aquaman, and then Barbalian's like, what was that about Aquaman again?
Exactly. So good.
Hilarious,
and I think that's why this issue, I liked it so much, because it's Lemire just writing characters the way the characters are supposed to be written, and in a way that just is so appealing to the audience reading it. He just, we're going to talk about another Lemire book in just a second, and it's the same thing. I don't care anything that's going on in Family Tree. I didn't care much what was going on in the last, 2/3 of this issue of Black Hammer Justice League. I just like reading Lemire write dialogue. I like reading his dialogue. Yeah. I don't know. I like Lemire a lot.
Character work, dude. His character work, which I mean, you're talking about Family Tree. We can go ahead and move into it.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
Just good. I can't wait for the next one.
Well, let's just move into Family Tree, because I think, like you're talking about Lemire, it's his character work, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Jeff Lemire. Who else is on here? Phil Hester, Eric Gopster, Ryan Cody.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know, because like as much praise as we give Lemire, this is probably my least favorite thing I've read by Lemire. But it doesn't mean I'm like not invested. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm definitely going to pick up issue 2, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's just this woman who's having a hard time at work. She works at a grocery store. I guess it's a small town. And then she gets a call about like her son is acting up in high school again, and the kid stole her bag of weed, and so he's getting yelled at, by the principal. And then I guess her daughter is like sick. She has a rash going on, and it's like some kind of like wood stuff growing underneath the rash. Eventually, later on, it keeps excelling. And I guess while she's having this parent-teacher conference, this old guy comes up to her daughter, this young girl, And he's like, oh yeah, I puts this on it, it'll help, whatever. And he's kind of like this mysterious figure, you know. And then of course at the end, if we want to spoil it, I'm assuming we kind of have to. At the end, you find out it's like the mother's grandpa. So he's kind of like the savior. He shoots like this, you know, while they're being attacked. And apparently it's a whole entire end of the world cataclysmic apocalyptic thing that happens that started here in this hometown. Is it because of the squirrel? I don't know. Is there some kind of prophecy that's happening? I don't know, but I guess we're going to find out.
And I think you hit it right there. I don't really have any idea what's going on.
Yeah,
I just have a little tidbits of what's going on, and I don't care. It's the people. I just want to revisit these people. I want to know more about this mom and her kids and her life. And now grandpa's there? What? Yeah, I want to know more about people.
But that's what makes it so great, because I like this better. What we you mad because I'm cutting you. I like this more the second time around. We read this a few weeks ago because we got a review copy from Outright Geekery, and we talked about it briefly there. But it's like Gomer saying, you want to know more about this family. And when I read it through the first time, I'm like, why do I care so much? Nothing is going on in the first half of this book.
Oh, yeah.
But when I read it the second time, there's this dialogue, this narration, I guess is a better word, going on in the background about the end of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just the narrator walking you through the story. And you're seeing this woman that Jason's talking about going through her normal life. She's working at a grocery store and dealing with dickheads. And that's something we can all relate to, just dealing with
like right
people.
now.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the dickhead. It's fine. But
language.
No, and then
demonetized, bro.
Adam's already dropped 14 F-bombs. Come on.
Don't put it on me.
Don't be dropping them fusion knots in here.
Fusion knots.
I'm talking
exactly
what
what
he
he
some
said.
fucking knots.
But anyway, you're watching this woman go through daily struggles, and you just want to know more. But in the background, you're getting, I remember the day the world ended. It wasn't like we expected. It wasn't this. Yeah, and you're building up to this moment, and then you see where the story's going to go with the rash and all that stuff. Yeah. And then when the grandfather comes in, guns blazing, it's like, okay. Where are we going, Jeff? Let's go. I'm ready. I'm all in. This is going to be great. It's going to be great.
It kind of reminded me of Donny Cates's Baby Teeth, you know.
I was actually going to say it reminded me of God Country by Donny Cates, like a family and then this mysterious grandfather.
We were talking about two of the greatest writers on the face of the earth.
Right, dude, right?
Y'all are going to hate me.
I hated this. I watched Family
but
Tree.
I watched this show about a grandpa.
Family Tree sure did burn like a tree when I was living on fire.
Are you kidding me?
And it was great.
The way Gomer described it sounded like he was watching the Waltons. I like Grandpa.
We know you don't like comic books. We're trying to groom Drew to replace you, and then we'll figure it out.
Facts. These are facts. These are facts.
I like your reviews, Adam.
Go ahead, Adam.
And I gives no fucking knots about it. No, but I think it's like when I was everything you're saying is valid, is true about what's going on in the background and the families and all that. But for me, it's like I wanted more. I wanted more in this first issue. Grandpa showing up at the very end was not enough for me.
You didn't get interested in the family at all, did you? As this mother is going through her life, you were basically like, this is a waste of time. I don't care. Is that the way you looked at it?
It was. I felt like I got a little bit too much. I got too much of, okay, I get it. Her job, her kids are pains in the ass. I get it. I get it. And then it's like, then that wreck, and then the grandpa, and it's like, get
out of here, man. You can't recruit Adam. That's a joke, bro. It's a bit. He's not been fired. You can't recruit my co-host. Go away, dude.
It's confirmed Adam hates families. What?
It's confirmed. Adam is against the family. He's anti-family.
I just watched a family-friendly Christmas movie called Claws on Netflix.
We're transitioning to movies again.
We're going back around full circle.
I watched
See-
Christmas Vacation today. It was great.
That's right.
Here's a conspiracy. All right, so we know that the kid stole the mom's weed, and the mom stole the weed back from the principal. It's called Family Tree. The girl is starting to grow a branch on her
This is a
back.
weed
So
book.
she's gonna become like Weed Girl, like Weed Thing.
I hope
like
it's some good
Swamp
weed.
Thing, just walking around full of weed.
Some of that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way
Lemire.
this video makes it through.
What is
No way.
Lemire smoking? Like probably like the last issue of this, you'll find out that the entire series you've been able to smoke. Like the paper it's made of is smokable.
Don't tell me
or
that.
something.
Here's my copy of it.
Yeah, light it up.
Adam hates trees. No,
Adam
Boogie
hates families
trees.
and
He
trees.
He loves
Yeah,
stuff
confirmed.
in comics.
He's anti-family, anti-environment.
He hates old people.
I'm just a terrible person.
Yeah.
I talked to
Fine.
Patreon supporter Matthew Lane at Dwayne's this week. I was talking about Jeff Lemire's comics, and it's like I have to have them. Anything he writes,
Yeah.
I have to be pulling it. But at the same time, I want it collected on my shelf. I will probably buy this twice. That's
He's the
and
best.
that's through one issue. Through one issue, man. I love this. I
Something,
love it.
what's something? Have we ever said before of a Jeff Lemire story that it would have been better to read it collected?
Yes. Berserker Unbound. I said that.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't like it until the last issue.
So, Unbound. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is something because I felt like I just got invested in with my short attention span. I got it when the wreck happens and Grandpa showed up. I was like, all right, let's go. Oh,
And then it's over.
But I
Sure.
think
No,
that was
makes
the
sense.
idea. I think the
think so,
idea
too.
was he's trying to get you to care about this family
Yeah.
before you get to the story. So I get that. But for me, I want character development. And it's like I said, for whatever I'm watching this woman go through day-to-day life, it's like, guess what? My job sucks too. But
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch a
Yeah.
TV show or read a comic about me.
I hate my kids' teachers just as much as my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Leave my kid alone, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting D's. I don't care. They're his.
but they
Ds.
have
Leave him alone.
they have so much potential, Gomer.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, they would have more if you
whatever.
would actually teach them.
all right. Yeah, exactly, dude. Let's not go there.
Let's teach him how to do
Man.
taxes.
Sorry,
not that.
Gomer,
There's-
they don't even know
yeah.
how to use a rotary phone. Come
Exactly,
on.
dude. Oh,
Oh no, Patreon exclusive. Let's move on to a book that sucked. Can we?
oh, is this you, Boog?
Yeah, Event
Thank
Leviathan,
goodness, thank
number
goodness.
6.
Oh man, jeez.
Written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Alex Malik.
This
Guys,
guy.
this is going to take 2 seconds.
guy.
We'll get through this. We'll move on. We'll have a good time. The 6-issue mystery thriller comes to an end. Behind the Mask is revealed. We're all excited. Did anybody care? Did anybody other than Brian Michael Bendis care that it was Manhunter Mark Shaw? Did
I called it was a
anybody?
Manhunter like on issue 3. You know, I called it was a
Exactly.
Manhunter in issue 3.
But does
Superman-
anybody care?
Superman has a line in here, and he says, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize you."
That's why
My
Bendis
thoughts
spent,
exactly,
that's why
Superman. I don't know
Bendis
who this
spent half
dude is
the
either.
book trying to
Yeah.
validate himself, saying this is who Manhunter is, and this is why it's important. Thank you for wasting my money. You're trying to sell me on your reveal. What a
I
waste
said
of
this-
time.
I said this on Bendis on the Legion. He doesn't write books where I care about what's going on now. He writes books in a way where I'm supposed to care about something that happens later. And that's fine, but you have to make later be something I care about.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's a bait and switch. And you hoodwinked me. You bamboozled me.
This
You a liar, man.
some of this was good. Not this issue, this series.
The
Some
art-
of it was good.
The art.
Well, the
The
art
art
is
is always
amazing.
awesome.
The art's
That's
amazing.
all I got.
It's,
That's all
Alex
I got for
Malik.
this.
The premise, the overall premise is good.
But the premise only works if you carry it through.
Yeah,
It was no carry
exactly.
through here.
Yeah, you dropped the ball. You had an
Yeah.
opportunity and you dropped the ball.
Yeah,
and now
no
this
one
is
talks
it's like,
about
guess
that
what? We
awesome
need you
Super
to-
Bowl
yeah.
pass that dude doesn't catch.
this is a big
You've got
waste
to
of
catch the
time
ball.
to build up to an Action Comics storyline. That's all this
Exactly.
did.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all this
Oh,
was
man.
for.
Yeah.
I also learned in
So
this that
lame.
Leviathan doesn't know sign language. How about the sign language part in this? Was that not the lamest thing ever? It was almost a little bit creative, but in the context of Batman's like, oh, we're being observed. Let's use sign language. Leviathan
Yeah.
literally has the means and the processes of every intelligence agency the government has ever created and every underworld entity in the DC universe. And they don't know sign language. I'm going to keep my hands up for the rest of the show because I cannot believe how terrible this was.
Read between the lines, Bendis. Read
Yeah,
between the lines.
You know how long I put off reading this because I knew it was going to disappoint me.
Yeah, I knew the spoilers ahead of time, and yeah.
I didn't. I avoided it.
Anyone who buys Bendis from this point forward,
stop, please
no,
stop,
and
please.
complains,
No, stop,
and
Okay.
complains about it.
I'll hype it. I won't complain.
It's their fault. You're a glutton for punishment. You deserve every bit of punishment.
I'll make it worse here in a little bit when random reviews and I talk about Superman. Maybe the worst comic book I read this year.
I might stop reading Superman and Action Comics. I mean, until Bendis is done with them.
I want Bendis back at Marvel.
It's so
now.
bad.
I want him back at Marvel now. I'd rather have him be ruining books
kidding.
I'm not reading over there than ruining books I'm not going to read at DC.
I think Bendis needs to go back to the independents and find himself.
Maybe.
Can we move on? Does anybody have anything to say about this book?
I do like Jonathan Hendricks' comment because they should have spoken Braille.
Yeah, they should have said like a little punch. We got this.
I didn't even know this event was still going on.
Dude.
Because you don't read comics. It's okay.
The art was amazing, dude.
It's Alex Malik.
It had a lot of potential, and Bendis dropped the ball. It's bad.
Always. He's never received or caught the ball in the whole entire DC career. It's been awful. Everything Bendis has written for Superman, Action Comics, DC in general has been awful.
Not true.
What would you like?
He likes some of the action.
I like the Rogol Zar stuff in Superman. And the action, I thought the action stuff was good at the beginning.
But what about the stuff that he's ruined? He ruined John. John was on a great path, and Bendis like, nope, I need him 10 years older. Send him into space for 5 issues, and then
I think we talked about that with Drew Manchu when we talked about Peter Tomasi's arc on Superman was so good, and it was family oriented. You were so into it,
and we got Damian and Superboy hanging out. Which was awesome. And now it feels stupid.
But I get it. Let Bendis tell his story. He doesn't have to tell that same story. And I liked Rogol Zar. I like that character. Yeah. I like that story. I know Jason's smirking and didn't like it.
Worst.
And that's fine. That's fine. But
they didn't like say what happened to him. Like they caught him in a ball, and I guess apparently he's hurt by kryptonite because he's actually Kryptonian. This doesn't make any sense. And all the answers they explained in Supergirl. They explained like Rogol Zar's story in Supergirl until it contradicts what Bendis did because it's his story, you know, even though Mark Russell went through loops to try to make it make sense in Supergirl. And so he did a great job.
But I think there's a ton of comic writers that do that type of stuff, and we let them slide. But because it's Bendis, we rip him to shreds.
You're damn right.
He's awful. He's just awful. He has a higher standard. He's getting paid the most in comic books to write a
Naomi, Young Justice, Action, Superman.
Naomi was good, bro.
Legion, and now this. He's got six books ongoing at the same time.
If he can't put his created character in it, then he doesn't care.
Man.
Yeah. I'm probably going to stop writing Superman and
Naomi's not in Superman.
I've been done with him. And
so he probably doesn't
Leviathan
care
would have
about
been
it.
good, maybe I would have picked up Action Comics to see what goes on.
Yeah,
because it actually is kind of compelling. That
I thought Naomi was good.
It was okay. But it was really just a way to put a limelight, a focus on a character that Bendis wanted to put a focus on, and it seems like he's done that throughout his career. And it's getting old. It's getting.
Well, it was just like this. He told the Naomi story to send you to Action Comics. So now we're in Action Comics, and now he's telling Event Leviathan, and now we're going to send you back to Action Comics after the Naomi arc.
So why does he need 10 other issues to get me to read his Action Comics? Because
DC's making money off of him. Is why.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Whether we like it or not, that's what's happening.
The Manhunter who had ended up being Leviathan, he was all like doing this because he's like, I want the heroes on my side and they're going to agree with me and be on this. And when he couldn't convince Superman, now he's even like more pointed to like the dark side where he's going to be more ruthless. That's compelling in a way, but I'm not going to sit through 12 issues so I can get one reveal and care about something later when I want to care now. I don't care enough now to pick up anything with
you summed up the book perfectly with Superman's response.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Exactly.
That was it. X-Minute.
Fallen Angels, Brian Hill, Simon Krudransky, Frank De Armata on colors, Joe Sabino doing the letters, Tom Muller still doing designs. The title of this issue was Bushido. Boogie, do you want to tell everyone what Bushido is? Because you're like training for Mortal Kombat.
I can drive down to your neck of the woods and choke you out if you want.
The code of honor and morals
developed
by the Japanese samurai. There's a whole lot to unpack here, and I'm going to let Boogie unpack most of it.
Yeah, you're
if he
supposed to
wants
cut yourself open, right?
Yeah. Oh, you disgrace me, Boogie.
Sepulchre,
going
something
on?
like that.
Psylocke's past. She has a vision.
Got to kick both your asses in your
You would. I'm not arguing that. I'm far away. If you want to waste the gas, come all the way.
You are no match against my pocket sand.
Yeah. There's like a techno drug dealer named Apoth.
Yeah.
Out. It looks
Dude,
like
don't talk. Let me say this.
No,
first.
I like
if you
this.
want a real review of this book, go check out the what is it? The Manchu Cantu comic review crew.
Yeah,
check it out. It's on the S&B Network. It's the last video.
It's a real catchy name, guys.
It's a freaking amazing review. I read the book today, and then I listened to your all's review for the third time. So go check that out. Now let's let Gaumer do a terrible review.
Hill is building something big here, but it's not there yet. Okay, but I enjoyed this for what it was, an X-Men side story with a whole lot to say in a limited number of pages from a writer who is an expert writer who knew that his artist would carry the issue for him.
And did he ever?
Oh my gosh. Kudransky just nailed the top of my list for artist of the year between this, his run on Action and Punisher. Oh yeah, he's a shoe-in for me. If anybody but Kudransky is artist of the year, something is wrong.
Sorrentino, it's going to be Kudransky and Sorrentino.
Sorrentino's got that Joker smile, and Gideon Falls out.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, I enjoyed this for what it was. I think Hill is eventually going to get there, but he did not get there in this issue.
And we know what APOTH is short for, right?
I thought it was apothecary, which is like a medicine thing.
That's got to be it. Yep.
I'll let Jason go last because he's already nailed his Manchu Cantu comic review crew.
I wish I'd have been at that meeting. I think I would have went.
Electric Boogaloo.
Something different. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing ever. It's the best thing on the S&B Network. Oh my gosh,
start doing the videos on there.
Boogie currently can't stand up.
I love it, dude. No, I can't. Well, I don't have any pants on, but that's beside the point. But they nailed it. They nailed it in their review. This was good. I enjoyed this. Is it necessary? Not really. But for somebody like me, I'm not reading all 72 X-Men books.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick one, and it's between X-Force and Fallen Angels at this point. I thought this was a good story. It was a setup issue. We've already touched on Kudransky's artwork. Absolutely. How great did Magneto look in this issue?
Dude, I have that in my notes. I want Kudransky on a Magneto solo.
Oh my gosh, yes.
My gosh.
When they're in the room, and they find all the kids. Oh my gosh, how great does that look?
The butterflies all throughout the thing.
Yeah.
Dude. Just everything's just beautiful and pops and it's gorgeous. Magneto looked regal on that throne, dude. Just I loved it. The art carried this for me. If it wasn't for this artist, I don't know if I would want to read issue number 2.
Well, that's the thing. I think this compared to X-Force, I think I like the X-Force story better.
Yes.
But because of the artwork here and because it's Brian Hill, I think I'm going to go with this.
And again, you say that Brian Hill, he's earned a few issues from me no matter what he's writing because I know he's going someplace. I say that, but I didn't finish Batman and the Outsiders, but that wasn't because it was bad. That was just because I was already reading so much other Batman stuff. So if we got nothing else on Fallen Angels,
I don't. Go? Jason, do you want to mention it, or do you want me to send them to your Manchu Cantu?
Yes, send them over. I really loved this book, man. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Like I thought even the writing too was cyclical. You know, the way it started, the way it ended.
Sure.
You know, they had some great themes that returned, little anecdotes about, becoming, but how you're ugly and unmalleable, but you're going to become butterflies or whatever. Like, I thought that was cool. Yeah. And the art was amazing, of course, but I had a good time with the story too. I thought Overclock was an interesting $1 billion idea that Hill's a genius for. I think, real drugs is based on, your enzymes and brain things shooting off, giving you pleasure signals. It's like, why not just invent tech out of like modern day things to shoot that off in your brain? And then everyone could be like junkies or make yourself like happier just by like pressing a a
We're probably not that far from that. We're probably not that far from that.
That's crazy.
I need that so bad.
Let me say this. If you're on the fence saying, should I read this or not, go listen to their review because you guys break it down from beginning to end. You go so in depth through the whole thing. So go check that out. Let's talk about X-Men number 2.
Hickman, Lionel Francis Hugh, Jerry Alaguilin on the inks, Sonny Gow on the colors, Clayton Cowles doing the letters. Thank you, Clayton.
Good job,
Tom
buddy.
Muller again doing that design. Summoner was the name of this issue. Krakoa is literally moving toward a new island that formed nearby. And this goes way back to the House of X Powers of 10 and that whole island separation thing. There was a moment where Apocalypse was hanging out with Akoa. I can't even remember the name. Akakroa. There's
Something like
different
that,
islands. That's all very complicated. Psylocke takes his kids, Prestige and Cable, to see what's going on. Adventure ensues. I'm still loving Dawn of X and how the stories are so closely connected. They mentioned the murder of Charles Xavier in this. Even in Fallen Angels, they get into what's going on with the current.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
Everything fits into the new status quo. And that's what I like. I want my shared universes to actually feel like they're shared universes. And Marvel misses the point on that a lot. DC does too. They have that whole Doom War going on with the thing in the sky. We're going to talk about Detective Comics later. That thing showed up just there. They didn't even mention it. It was just happened to be hanging out, the Doom sign in the sky. But yeah, still, this is the Fallen Angels is the 6th book. That's the end of the first wave. I think it's a win all the way around with all the X-Men books. Next week, Excalibur #2 from Teenie Howard and Marcus Toe. Marauders #2 by Jerry, Gary, Duggan, Dugan, Mateo Lally doing the art there.
That's my name too.
That's my name too. What a coincidence.
Yeah, I like how they switched Excalibur and Marauders with release dates for some reason. But I thought the ending was super interesting. Like, what do we think there about the relationship with the Summoner guy and Apocalypse?
That is pure Hickman building something that is going to come back later. He did it in his Avengers run in the build up to Infinity with the guys from Mars, those weird celestial, whatever the heck they are, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's going to do that here. These are new people. These are new status quo. This is going to be a new revelation. I think it's cool that Krakoa is getting bigger. They also mentioned Otherworld in X-Men #2 that Krakoa is digging into Otherworld, trying to take it over.
Yeah,
so,
I guess the other island has access to Otherworld.
Yes,
apparently, right? Is that
very
how it works?
compelling. Yeah, because that's all
and it was
filling out in Excalibur.
And I guess Krakoa is in love with this other island, and that's why I want to be with it.
Well, they were once one, and it goes back to that thing in House of X.
That pop-up story, how it broke up.
Yeah. So good on Hickman to follow the threads that he began, way back when. So yeah, good, strong issues both this week for the X-Men.
You ready to move on?
It's your show, man. You're the owner.
I run this thing.
You run this, beep whoop.
I run this.
Oh,
You're the
cool.
front of the train.
Wow, I don't know how to take that other than demonetization. Let's get into some random reviews presented by Collar and Elbow Brand. Check them out, collarandelbowbrand.com. Nobody cares. None of you want wrestling t-shirts, but you can get one if you want it.
You should
use the promo code ComicCast at checkout. Save 10%. collarandelbowbrand.com. What's on Gomer's pile? That's what I want to know.
Detective Comics 1015, Tomasi, Monkey, Luis. Nora Freeze begins to resent her husband for all that he's done for her. Isn't that just the way?
I love it. I love it.
And he goes to Batman to get help with his marriage. Sorry, Von Freeze. Batman is not the guy to go to for marriage counseling. But they go and confront Lady Freeze, and yeah, she's off the rails. It's kind of rushed a little bit. I don't feel like we've gotten the full "why is Nora so upset" sort of thing. Mr. Freeze is just sort of counting it off as, oh, she's just on the drugs. She's wicked because of her drugs. And Batman spends the whole time trying to save the people. That carried on way too long for me. Oh no, we can't use it yet. Let's use it on animals. No. Let's not use it on animals. My arm. Let's freeze it.
He can't move his arm, and he's like, no, let's do this and do that.
It was kind of weird. Still a good issue, but yeah, kind of weird. Loving the art, man. There was a couple of splash pages that really popped.
Dude, that Victor and Nora 2-page layout, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th page of the book, was so good.
So good.
So
Chill out. Chill out, Chad.
Do it. Come
Chill
on.
out.
I'm right here.
Adam's back now. He's here.
Guardians of the Galaxy 11, Donny Cates, Corey Smith, still strong, wrapping with the next issue. Anybody else read this?
Not yet.
It was nuts.
Not yet.
Nuts in only the way Donny Cates can do with, we won. No, we didn't win. Oh, we lost. No, we didn't. Oh, look, we won. No, we didn't. Like, just so back and forth. And great art by Corey Smith on it. So really popping colors. I should have wrote down the colorist's name. But yeah, that's it. I read some more stuff. Nothing really worth mentioning.
Did you read Batman's Grave #2?
I did not. No.
I had like that crazy guy that they found under the bed. He goes and just, like beats Batman's like butt. Like they battled pretty far. It was like the Family Guy chicken and fight. You know what I mean? How they battle on different like. I was like, wow, this guy's like really overpowered and strong for some reason.
So was that a good issue? Because I'm thinking
It was
about picking
okay.
up.
Like the first like half of the book, like the first like 10 pages, 11 pages, is this whole entire fight. And then it says like issue 2. You're like, really, dude? Like a credit scene after 11 pages of fighting, like chicken style, you know?
Wow.
And then
I love how you're calling it Family Guy chicken style. That's the best ever. I'm just imagining Batman, you know, in this fight.
Some random guy that was in like under the bed, like giving Batman like 1 for 1.
Awesome,
but I would say it's skippable. I'm probably gonna wait for the trade to read the rest of this.
I'm gonna wait for it to get collected.
Yeah, there's like what 12 issues, so it's like
next year.
I'm waiting that out, bro. I'm waiting that out.
It'll be next summer or fall before that ends, dude. That seems like so far away to be talking about a book.
Flash was okay. I'm gonna skip that, but like the one that's worth talking about is Far Sector on Young Animal.
Yeah, I wanted that and didn't.
I had a problem with this book, man.
Okay.
I thought Green Lanterns always
Jason, you can't talk about it.
Always came from their sector. Like the Ring would find someone who lived. This girl's from Earth.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of things that didn't make sense.
That completely took me out of it.
I agree.
She's trying to do everything like it's CSI. These people haven't had a crime in forever. They don't even get into why she's actually there.
Yeah, exactly. And also their excuse around it was, oh yeah, I don't know. Like that was their reasoning for everything. Like
the Guardians
sector, she didn't even know what the name of her sector was.
Yeah,
she just, it could be possibly past their assigned usual signing number. It's like, no, you know the number you're assigned to.
The Ring tells you the number.
Yeah, exactly.
The rings tell you the number.
Yeah,
it was very frustrating to me.
A lot of this book just didn't make sense at all. Like with Green Lantern fans are going to be upset.
A lot of people were saying,
I love the art. It was awesome.
Oh, yes.
I do like that it's kind of a detective story, even though she said it wasn't, but it really is.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to find out who done it and stuff. But like,
who was the artist on the book?
The same was Naomi. The same one as Naomi.
Campbell.
Yeah. No.
It's amazing. It's great art. It's great art.
I don't remember, but
oh my
I
gosh,
like the themes. I like the detective sort of themes. I like her as
all the world building, the lore.
Yes,
pretty cool.
I love all that. But
different
wrapping it around a
government.
Green Lantern story is dumb. They're talking about the 5G thing where she might possibly be the new Green Lantern. No, that's not going to work.
I don't think so. No,
that's not going to work.
I do like how she's like, oh, great, there's no chairs, and then she like made 2 chairs, and that weird animal thing popped up. And then like she's like, you're gonna be a problem. She made it disappear. It was pretty weird, but like I thought it was pretty funny how it's probably like an old pet of hers, and subconsciously she's like stuck to it. You know what I mean?
Now I'm okay with that as part of a better Green Lantern story.
Yeah.
If they're subconscious, you know, if a Green Lantern or any ring bearer, if their subconscious is able to impact how they make constructs, I would love to see someone explore that concept in a Green Lantern book, but not in this one.
Yeah. David F. Walker, is that the name?
I don't know enough about 5G yet, Bob. It's still all rumors, dude. I need to know more.
Yeah.
The
overall, I enjoyed this though. Like I felt it had like a Blade Runner feel at first, like showing the world, and stuff.
Sure.
Lines. I had a good time with it. I'm gonna read issue 2.
Wrapped around a Green Lantern book.
Yeah, and once again, it's 12 issues as well, dude. So like, I don't know, like you could totally wait this out.
I'm waiting.
So I'm just like Batman's Grave, I'll probably check out issue 2 and then I'll wait it out. So,
and
but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Stories, especially like, it was detective stories like that. It's better to trade weight them because you need all the little details. You know, you can't forget any little details. But great art, though, dude. I can't rave enough about the art in that book. I read it just because of the art.
David F. Walker. I've said it 14 times.
Yes,
you guys were rolling.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have to mention. That I didn't have time to read much else, but yeah, if anyone else wants to talk about some
Adam,
books.
You want to hit on that Punisher book?
Oh,
I wanted to read that so bad.
It was cool.
It was in my pile, and I put it back on the shelf.
It was cool.
Punisher.
Yeah, we were talking Far Sector.
It's very odd. I mean, just aside from everything else, the fact it doesn't have a digital code was kind of weird. I mean, I guess I'm just spoiled and just assume almost all Marvel books have digital codes as long as they're not priced like $10 or $8. but it didn't. But I mean, we got Garth Ennis back on writing some Punisher, and he doesn't disappoint.
Nope.
I like the artwork in it. Jason Burrows, Guillermo Ortega, Nolan Woodard, and Rob Steen on lettering. Letter.
Oh wow,
So,
I like that. I like that. We need a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah, Letterstein letter. But I mean, it was great. It's definitely kind of slow paced, despite some big explosion action things happening. It's slow paced, but it was Punisher. It was Punisher being Punisher, and there's two panels where the guy's all blown up, and he's asking somebody's like, "Help me, Mister," and he says it's the Punisher, and he just says, "Oh, boy."
Oh yeah, because he can't really talk because his mouth is all messed up.
Oh, fucking not.
Can I wait a minute?
It's gonna be me and Gomer next week by ourselves.
Like, I mean, should I show the panel? I have it right here.
Yeah, show it.
Show
Does
it.
it have a bunch of cussing on it? Yeah, let's just go ahead and ruin everything.
No, it's janky.
Why don't you go ahead and show porn and just get the channel shut down?
It's just this guy.
So,
oh man, help me!
Yeah,
man.
he doesn't realize it's the Punisher until they're at the very bottom. Oh, fool.
Oh my gosh!
There was a great moment in this book where Punisher confronts a guy who's dead, dying or whatever, and he's gonna interrogate him. Dude's like, "Dude, you ain't getting nothing from me." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Who are these?" And he shows him a picture on the dude's phone, and it's his family. He's like, I know you. You don't go after our families." So then he calls the family, and he's like, "Hey, Daddy, is it you? You want me to get Mom?" And he's like, "If you don't start talking, I'm gonna cut you and let them listen." And it's like, what?
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, if there's a person to write Frank Castle, Garth Ennis is that dude.
He's a legend. Yeah, probably the best. He's like one of those guys. If you ask who should write Punisher, who's your favorite Punisher writer, you're gonna get him as the name 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
it's like Jason Aaron and Thor now almost.
Yeah. I also
Johnny Cage is going to change that.
We'll see. I'm hoping, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Battle
Venom. If you say Venom, Johnny Cage is definitely moving up there as the guy to write Venom.
Yep. So I picked up a Battle Pug number 3.
Nice.
By Mike Norton, and I just wanted to show off this cover. Check out that cover. Nice. I think Jason would like that. So
yeah, that's amazing. That's so good.
Yeah, and they had some. I don't know if y'all saw it. Some like free Road to 100 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book.
I did not get that. No.
They had it.
I love how off air Adam's like, I got one book. We get on there, I got 72.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't think I said.
Let me tell you about this movie.
I don't think I said I had any books.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Yeah, he said he had the Punisher. He said he had the Punisher.
No,
book.
you all said I said I had the Punisher. You all said Adam has the Punisher.
Are you done?
I never said it.
Yeah, you did. You're a liar.
Did you read Gideon Falls book? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm ready. If you got, are you done?
Do it. I'm done.
Yeah, I didn't read Gideon Falls. It's all.
Let me rip on a book first. Superman number 17, Brian Michael Bendis. He had aliens drinking coffee. He had fart jokes, and he had horrible artwork.
Well, that's not his fault.
No, it's not. But it was a fill-in artist between story arcs. But if there's one good thing I could say about this book, it was a line of dialogue where Clark's talking about losing his son to the future and his father to the past. And now Lex is messing with Lois Lane. But this book, dude, fart jokes. It was so many fart jokes. It was so
I love
stupid.
I love seeing Bendis and King get stuck with bad artists, and then people see how the story actually is and stands on alone.
Makes it worse. Yeah, it makes it worse.
People realize it's a bad story.
Yeah.
Like same thing with the Tom King, John Romita Jr. stuff. A lot of people don't like that art. You know, I like him just fine, but not on Batman as Romita Jr. And also same thing with Tom King. I like him just fine, but not on Batman. But it's really funny seeing people's reactions finally towards the end of his run, being like, "This isn't good." It's like, yeah, I know. I've been telling you this for like a year.
Dude, I sent you all some of the panels from this Superman book. It was awful. It was awful. And when I think it's okay, I say it's okay. This was terrible. Oblivion song number 21.
Why do you
Robert
say
Kirkman.
that? Are you suggesting that when we say it's not good, we're lying?
I'm just saying you guys are a little bit more negative.
We have an agenda, all right.
You're a little bit more
Benders.
freaking
I hate benders.
SJWs. all the F bombs Adam dropped. That what I just said got us.
I did. I said Paganaut.
Exactly.
It's okay. You can't say SJW though. Oblivion song 21. Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo De Felici. Is anybody on this podcast reading this book?
No, I
besides me?
need to catch up on that damn
Oh
book.
Yeah, I gotta
my
catch up
gosh.
too. I gotta catch up.
It's so great. This is a great issue. We're seeing this world just develop, and I said it a few months ago. We're seeing the Faceless Men, which are the big villains in the book. We're seeing more of who they are. We're seeing inside of their base, and that just expands here. We're seeing what they're doing, what they're up to, and this issue, man, it was so cool because if you go back to that first issue, right, you've got Earth and you've got Oblivion, and you transport. Everything's the same, but it's just you got Earth and Oblivion, and it's
Like the upside down.
Yeah, if I'm sitting in my house and I transfer to Oblivion, I'm in the same exact location, but I'm now in this crazy world. So on Earth, they're building this huge tower, and they're warping to Oblivion, and they're like, okay, looking around, laying things out, and they're trying to plan this rescue mission. So they've got this gigantic tower so that they can warp over to Oblivion and be in the right location. It's so cool. It's so well thought out. Cliffhanger. I'm going to spoil this for you guys. And I'm sorry you've not read it.
That's fine. Yeah, go for it.
We're warping into Oblivion, and at the last page, when we come back, there's one of the Faceless Men on Earth with a bunch of the government men standing around going, what the hell do we do now? Dude, this book is so freaking cool.
What issue is this?
Man.
Oblivion song, issue
21.
number 21.
The last one I read it was when they introduced that Deathstroke mercenary kind of faceless guy that didn't stand for like the crown prince king self-appointed guy was giving him guff, and he's like, yeah, I don't know how to. It's like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't like be quiet. Like, you know, it's like you don't talk to me that way.
Yeah, the Faceless Men are very
cool. Yeah,
there's something bigger going on with the Faceless Men because you're inside this base and they're still arguing and fighting and trying to kill each other.
Awesome.
While they're holding these hostages. Oh my gosh, it's so good. That's
so a great ending. I gotta read that.
Good.
I gotta
Dude, that cliffhanger, I was like,
that's amazing.
Oh, I can't wait till the next issue.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I feel like nobody's talking about it, but I think people trade weight Oblivion.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it's Kirkman, they know it's going to be good.
Yep.
Gomer hit on Detective Comics. Gideon Falls number 18.
I gotta catch up. My favorite book. I gotta catch up.
Is this the best issue? Is this the best issue they put out yet?
It's blown wide open. We certainly got a lot of the back channel details from the Bishop.
We got answers. We got answers.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Wow. I don't want to spoil it for Jason because that's how much I love this book.
Thank you.
We got answers and we know where we're going in the future.
It's so crazy.
Man. Is this the end of the arc of volume
No, this is only second issue of the arc.
It? Is it?
Okay.
Part 2 of the arc. Yeah.
So what are they doing? 5-issue arcs?
I think 5 or 6 probably. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, 6, this would be the end.
What do you mean? This is 18. Well, then they must be doing 5 then. Boogie.
You want to do math?
That's hard.
You're so smart.
I need my phone. I need my phone.
You can read X-Men.
Chat. Drew Manchu.
Hey, what's up,
do I need to kiss his ass some more, or do you want to
do it? Drew, your reviews are edited so well. You and Jason have the best title of a podcast ever.
Oh, give me that rub.
Yes.
Welcome.
Visit
to
me and bring the lube.
That's just a little bit of what I said earlier, bro.
It really was.
I just want you guys to go check out that, and it's not just Drew. It's Jason. It was great. Go check out the Fallen Angels review. I got one more book to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think Massey's gone. He's like, I'm going to show up because you're going to plug my book, but I'm leaving.
I don't want to hear all this.
I can't stick
about
around.
Michael Jackson and
holler. Number 1. Look at that. What do you think? What do you think when you see that book?
That's about music,
Nirvana?
man. It's about
I think grunge.
Nirvana. That's the perfect word, because this is written, it's drawn, it's lettered, it's packaged, it's shipped. It's probably stapled.
Jeremy Massey's still here.
Oh, he's here. Good. It's probably stapled together by Jeremy Massey.
Nice.
So first of all, you can go to MasseyMakesComics.com and you can read this for free. You can read Holler for free. Yeah. But a lot of you guys, and I'll blow Massey. He's on there. I don't care. I love everything the guy does. We met him at, what was it? Adam, was it? I guess it was RobCon.
Yeah, it was RobCon.
Yeah, he did some sketches for us. Dude, his artwork, he's the only comics artist that I have anything on my wall. It's right back there. Because
he did us. Well, he did 2 for us, right?
yeah, he did a great sketch of me and Adam being combined together as one.
Oh yeah.
We were composite.
When we he's just a good dude. When we talk to him, he's a good dude. But then when I looked at his artwork, it reminds me of Jeff Lemire. And I know that's like high praise. Let me find it. Dude, his artwork, it just has a style that's very Lemire-esque. The way it's very rough. I love his art style. But this book, Holler, anybody our age, it's about the 90s. It's about growing up in the Appalachian Mountains of Virginia. Anybody that grew up near that area, you're going to instantly be drawn to this book. You're trying to fit in. You're living in the Bible Belt, but you don't necessarily believe the same way. You're into rock and roll. You're into Nirvana. The main character is wearing a Nirvana shirt at church, and they're bringing up Kurt Cobain quotes. And this kid's like, "Oh, I got a Nirvana shirt on." It's just so good, man. Like I said, you can read it for free. I don't think Massey has any copies available now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Convergence.
How great
awesome.
is that Convergence cover of me and Adam? Is that not golden?
That's so good.
And I also I found this one too. I asked him to do Mix's Pitalik.
Nice.
Nice.
You need to get that first one graded, man. CG, get it over there.
But
also, I want to mention Family Tree. There's a point on the kid, the son's notebook. You got like My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, Radiohead, The Verve, Nirvana, and you're like, okay, this kid's gonna be like moody as all hell.
Yeah.
These are all like references that like most kids would not listen to nowadays.
Right.
It's like we get a Jeff Lemire. You're an indie hipster, but like I love
my
you.
kid likes that stuff, man.
Yeah,
he's kind of a hipster though. He's kind of a hipster though.
Massey, the last thing I'll say, because you are in the live chat, the last thing I'll say is, I told you when you started this book, you did it as a webcomic. People can read it for free. I got to have it in my hands. I want it in my hands. You gave me that option, so it's in my hands. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Make it a webcomic.
Yep.
When you get enough content, put out a second issue. When you get enough, put out a hardcover, because I'm telling you, people will buy it. People, especially in this area, there's dad CDs. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, but dad CDs. Dad CDs is in the book. And anybody that knows what dad CDs is Adam, look at the picture. Can you see it? Can't tell if it's got a glare on it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How great is that, dude? That's just anybody that grew up in East Tennessee or Southwest Virginia digs it, man. You got to have a hardcover. I think it's going to sell. It's golden. You know, I love you. I love your artwork. I love everything you do, and I'll continue to buy it. Go to Amazon and look up Jeremy Massey. You'll find it. Yep. Big Frank, you know what I'm talking about. You're from this area. You will dig this book. But not only that, All My Ghosts. Look it up on Amazon. I'm telling you, anybody from my area, you're gonna love it. I'm done kissing your ass, Massey. I'm done kissing your ass.
Well, Massey makes comics.com.
Yep. Check it out. You can read it for free, guys. You can read it for free. His artwork is so Jeff Lemire. I told him that the first time I ever met him, before I ever even knew he was a good dude. I said, dude, your artwork looks like freaking Lemire. I got to buy this book. And that's when I got All My Ghosts. And it's a very depressing book. And that's, of course, that draws me into it. Of course, it draws me into it. But All My Ghosts is the best thing he's ever written. Go check it out. Amazon. You can get it on Amazon for what, like $5?
Yeah, something like that, dude.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
All right, Geekery.
Oh,
book of the week.
Do you think if Massey's still in the
No, he's gone. We quit blowing him. He left.
I wanted to ask because I was curious if he preferred us ordering it from his site or ordering it from Amazon. I don't know if he gets some kind of like not stats, but metrics from people going through Amazon and not his site or something.
I don't know if that balances the money he's got to put up.
Right.
For the Amazon service, you know,
you figure probably get better if you buy direct, you know, instead of going to Amazon, a third party. But then again, I guess maybe that could bring attention to your place on a third party if it has enough traffic too. So I don't know.
It's a give and take, man. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I was just
Masty
curious.
says, just read it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm
The whole
buying it.
time I was
don't have
putting him over, he's cussing me. I don't know why I like the guy, honestly.
it. Amazon has ghosts. I have them. Amazon has ghosts.
What?
Okay.
Amazon.com, all my ghosts.
Yeah.
Dude, all of you need to go buy it. That means you,
Yep.
Gomer and Jason.
Fine.
What are we looking at?
A
Jason?
book.
What is that?
Folklords. Is that
It
Oh,
is
wow,
the book of the week.
Well, I
Look at this
didn't
very
tag Matt
cover.
Kent.
Look how
I didn't
look how
tag Matt
beautiful
Kent,
this
spoiler
very
alert,
cover is.
because I'm about to rip him to shreds. Let's talk about it.
Gosh,
Oh
really?
no, are you?
Folklords #1, Jason. Let's get
my
into it.
gosh.
All right, dude. Jeez, I can't believe you didn't like this one.
me
Wow,
too.
I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
I got
Dude.
problems.
All right. We got Matt Kint or Kint?
Kent,
Matt Smith,
tomato.
Chris O'Halloran.
Chris O'Halloran, thank you, sir.
Chris O'Halloran, that's perfect. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, you have this kid. He's like getting ready to go to like a school party or function or something. He takes a little a toll troll boat trip to where he has to go, and he's like seems to be always running late. But anyways, he gets there, and these kids. He's like the only one that's dressed kind of like a modern day guy, suit and tie, and everyone else is like dressed in like Renaissance festival kind of folky peasant clothing. So it's kind of weird. So you're like, what is up with this kid? And then you find out later on, I guess they're kind of do what I don't even know what it's called. It's some kind of thing they have once every couple of years, I guess, to say that what you're going to do, like an adventure or something,
Like,
at
what's your
graduation,
quest?
kind
It's
of.
yeah, it's like how you graduate
What's your quest?
magic
Right.
school or adventure school.
Yeah,
or
something like that. So yeah, everyone kind of has a plan or goes up on theirs, and he's like, yeah, I want to go find the Folklords, and everyone's like, oh, shocker. And the book is called Folklords.
Yeah.
But so then he talks to his best friend, this girl, and she gets insulted or whatever because I don't know, she's a girl. And then I guess he's having these dreams or visions apparently, and he sees these things and like people's clothing and stuff from like I guess the real worlds, technically. And so that's why he started making different. So he's like this outcast of like this normal kid in this weird like kind of folklore place.
It's like
so
a
it comes to
fantasy
time
world
for like
he's living in.
their ceremony. Yeah, it's like a fantasy world, and it comes to like the time of their graduation speech or whatever. And he there's this kid the night before, he didn't know what he wanted to do, and this kid happened to be before him and at this presentation, and he says he totally steals his idea. He's like, I'm gonna go find the Folklords, and this kid just gets like arrested or snatched up pretty much and like silenced by these guys that are control the whole entire ceremony. They're like, no, you can't do that. So that's forbidden, whatever. And we're I guess they run like a kind of like a fascist society pretty much, and where they control what everything does. And it's like, okay, guess what? We're gonna have assigned adventures or whatever instead. And it's pretty much like, oh, if you see something suspicious of like people going on like the troll boat, whatever, let us know. That's your assignment, whatever. So it's all kind of like big brother government assignments, to spy on your neighbor kind of thing. A little motif like layer on there, which I thought was interesting and pretty cool. And then at the end, he was like, yeah, his one buddy that got silenced or whatever earlier that stole his idea. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm still going to do this adventure. Still want to go. We should go together. He's like, all right, well, I'm in. Let's go. And they go. And there's this night, too, at the end that's like, oh, it's forbidden. You can't. And they're like, oh, well, we're not really doing that. He's like, okay, well, whatever. Just go ahead. I thought you were going on an adventure. So they're like, all right, well, it's weird. He let us go. So let's just go. And at the end, it's like, it's almost like we're going to write ourselves to be continued in paper. So it's kind of like this weird meta commentary, kind of fourth wall breaking kind of thing that's going on. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it, but I don't know if I'm going to pick up issue 2. I'm not that interested or suckered into it into this world. I do enjoy the art. The art was cool. I like the coloring. You know, like everything. It was a decent book. I don't know. What you guys think?
This was not what was promised. What was promised was a Portal story in reverse, where in a normal Portal story like Narnia or even Harry Potter, someone is taking from the real world, the world that we all know, and then a portal they take to a fantasy world, like in Narnia. Narnia is a classic example, but Harry Potter even is the same sort of thing. He goes through that portal in the 9 3/4, and boom, he's in another world. This was supposed to be that in reverse, where there's a kid living in a fantasy world who has these visions of the real world and then enters a portal and comes here. That's not what happened. But everything that did happen is still building to that. Everything that did happen is still promising.
Mhm.
I was engaged the whole time. I was interested in the main character and all of his little friends. The world was interesting. I want to know more about this fantasy world. Everything was well written. Everything was drawn wonderfully. Yeah, I'm in for the next issue. It's hard for me to understand why anyone has a problem with this. Cue Boogie Bentley.
It was boring as hell, man.
Oh,
wow.
So boring. I'm not against the adventure. I'm all for the adventure, but it felt like the whole thing was, I'm gonna go find the Folklords. I'm gonna go find the Folklords. My mission is to find the Folklords. Guess what? I'm gonna go find the Folklords. I'm gonna go find the Folklords. They don't want me to find the Folklords, but I'm gonna go find the Folklords. Guess what? We're gonna go and we're gonna stand in front of everybody. And I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna go find the Folklords. Guess what? I'm gonna go find the Folklords. Oh no, the guy in front of me is gonna find the Folklords. No, but I was gonna find the Folklords, but he said he was gonna find the Folklords. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go find the Folklords, and then they're gonna find the Folklords. No, and it was just boring.
I'm gonna edit that out. That's my new ringtone.
You know what this was?
that Bruce Willis movie, I forgot what it was called. It had the same title, same exact trailer too. But they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna find this. We're gonna find this." It was like, "No, everybody was gonna be called that." There it is.
If everybody will turn in their review copies to page number 22.
All right.
Yes. This will be the book of Mormon, chapter 1, verse 8. This was about a Mormon going on his mission.
That's for Boogie. For Boogie.
No, shut up.
It's the book of boredom.
It was. I'm 18. I got to go on my mission. And strangely, you've got this suit on that looks just like a Mormon. I was ready for him to get on his bicycle and ride out into the neighborhood. Wow. That's exactly what this was. I was just so bored at the beginning because all they talked about was his quest over and over and over. I want to see the quest, not you talking about the quest and this other dude stepping in and claiming your quest.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
just thought it was a terrible first issue. I'm not against the idea of the book. I just thought the first issue was trash.
No, that is
like the last page how that horizon sky is more foreboding. It has like that guy in a cloak. If you look in the negative space there, I thought that was cool. But then to be continued.
I'm not like Adam. I'm not going to throw this in the discount bin, but Jason, flip to where he's got his outfit on with the backpack, and tell me this is not a Mormon.
No, that's fair.
The preview, like there itself, like.
There it is. Look at that. Wait, turn it back around. You locked up for a minute. Turn it back around.
That actually makes me want to read it more.
Is that it?
Sure.
You saying
there
that
it is. Look at
it.
Look at it. And he's got his backpack on. I'm just waiting on him to get on his bicycle. And he's talking about I'm 18 and I gotta go on my mission.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my! It didn't hit me till he said I'm 18 and I have to go on my mission. Or he said quest.
I didn't realize until you said that. I didn't
realize either. But now that you said it,
that's not why I didn't like the book. I just didn't like how 80% of it was bull crap.
Yeah.
And how many times do we see that in these books? And this may be, I love Matt Kent. That's the bad thing. Yeah. I had already prepared a tweet to send out and say, come hang out, talk about the book of the week, tagged him in it. And the artist, I thought the art was perfect for this book.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But I deleted it because I didn't want to tag him because I knew I was going to crap on it because I felt like this was a bad first issue.
Man,
not a bad premise.
Right. I liked it.
Not a bad premise.
Yeah. Frank
for me, like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Yeah.
Well, he's going to go on
a quest. It could be great. It could be great.
Yeah, he's going to go on a quest, but I think the guy riding it is the kid. He's just riding the story. And it's like, but why is he writing the story? Like, I don't know. It's like based on his actual true adventure that he had, or is he writing it as like, I don't know. It's very like kind of like meta and like layered. I don't know if I'm not in it. I'm not too invested in the story. I did enjoy it though. I did. I have no reason not to.
Yeah, I had enough of a good time with it to read the next one, but I agree with you that there was nothing like mind blowing here. But I was entertained enough to want to read the next issue.
I have some other stuff I'd rather read. You know,
there's so many good comic books that it's hard for me to praise a book and want to read it.
You're right.
Adam,
Adam. Yeah.
I will have to. I'm agreeing on the side with Boogie.
See, Boogie, don't you feel bad now?
It does make me feel like a turd when Adam agrees. But he won't put it in the discount bin, though.
No, this doesn't deserve the discount bin.
No, only books I like Lock and Key deserve that.
That's right. No, we'll have to disagree on the Lock and Key.
Well, we all need big brains to understand Lock and Key about the dog.
This book actually. No, my favorite character in this book and what I wanted, it's like, was that troll. I was like, I just want to hang out with the role.
Sure.
I like that character, but yeah, Boogie. My feelings on it, Boogie hit it on the head, was him just running around. My quest.
I can do the Folklords bit again if you want me to.
Yeah, it's like, and that was it. And then he shows up to this mysterious guy who lets him go, and it's like, I mean, this was like Harry Potter, which is Gaumer already touched on, and it did not offer me enough to care.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, that reminded me of Bruce Willis Surrogates. So the trailer, I'm gonna send you guys the trailer. I'm gonna send you the trailer in the chat, and it's gonna be like, oh, we gotta find the surrogates, or the surrogates are over here. They're coming. Oh, what about surrogates? I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I bet this movie's called Surrogates. And it's like, surrogates. It's like, all right.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's all I can say about it. It was there was it just did not, this first issue, they could have summed up a lot of what happened in it in a shorter bit and gave us more.
They summed it all up in the title, Folklords.
Yeah.
$1.99 from me.
I want to give it I'm giving it $2.99. I'd rather give it like a $3.50, but I know how we rate it, but $2.99. I was entertained. I want to read.
Yeah, I liked it, dude. I liked it, but I'm not invested enough to read issue 2. Like, I don't care about
that's the thing. I get it. I get what you guys are saying, but to me, a $2.99 means I want to read it. A $3.99 means it's going on my pull list. I love this. Yeah, no,
this isn't going on my pull list.
A $2.99 makes me think I want to read the next issue.
I want to read the next issue.
I feel like it did its job. I guess that should be $1.99, but still, man, I don't know. I thought it was a good first issue.
Yeah, I think you liked it more than me, so I agree that our rating system is broken, because I think you liked it more than me. But
we need almost halves.
Yeah,
because I
give it $2.50. Yeah,
I'd give this a $3.50.
There you go. That's fair.
I'd give this an easy $3.50.
I'm going $1.99.
There we go. Put it in the discount bin, Adam.
New with Folklords.
New Comic Book Day, November 20th, 2019.
Yeah,
Gaumer, what's at the top of your list?
Well, I got 3 at the top. Mask, I pledge allegiance to the Mask. Number 2, Christopher Cantwell and Patrick Reynolds on the art there. I'm a big fan of the Mask. This is a cool one. Like a presidential candidate gets the mask and uses it to win the presidency. Smoking. Avengers number 26, Jason Aaron, Dale Keown, Caveman Starbrand. I'm sold. Caveman Starbrand. I can't wait. I don't know if you've seen the previews for this, but there's like a T-Rex running around with the Starbrand on its chest. Cannot wait for that. Very tippy top of my list. Money Shot number 2, Tim Seeley, Sarah Beatty, Kurt Michael Russell, and Rebecca Isaac sharing art duties.
Did you buy the hidden variant covers? Or whatever?
Yeah, I've seen them.
They got them all. You know he owns them all. They're on his wall.
They did not need to be hidden. They were.
I got the Faithless ones. I got the Faithless bagged copies.
You're right.
But I didn't delve into that series yet.
I've already read the second issue. It's good. This is sexy science Star Trek. This is about a bunch of nerds who want to explore space. They can't afford it, so they decide to do porn with aliens in order to fund their.
That should have been the name of it there.
You can hear more about that on the Patreon pre-show. Patreon.com/ComicCastPod.
It's great. It's so forward thinking, and it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's actually got something to say. It's one of the reasons I read comics. It's great.
What about you, Jason? What's on the top of your list?
Once in the Future, issue 4.
Nice. Loving that book still.
Yeah, what's issue 3? Looking forward to those.
Another good one.
Yeah.
What is the Tim Seeley Infected book? What is that?
That's the Beetle,
I don't know.
isn't it?
Is it from the Deceased line? Where?
Yeah, no, it's not from Deceased. It's from
Batman Superman.
Yeah, that's the Batman.
There you
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Blue
Beetle.
Spoiler
alert. That's on the book of the week.
Nice.
Yeah, issue 4. Batman.
$2 super chat just to
Thanks,
say thank
Jeremy.
you for plugging his book. We appreciate
it. Batman White Knight Von Freeze comes out.
That's
on the book of the week poll.
Yeah, cool.
What is?
That's gonna be awesome.
The Von Freeze, Curse of the White Knight.
Let me just run it down. This is the book of the week poll. We got Batman White Knight presents Von Freeze. What?
The question, the deaths of Vic Sage.
Well, if you would shut up and let me finish, we might find out what's on the poll.
All right.
Batman White Knight presents Von Freeze number 1, The Infected what is it? Scarab? How do you say that? Number one,
Mhm.
The Question, The Deaths of Vic Sage. Number
That's a
one,
decent
Adam.
one. Big
Adam, that's
DC
on the
week.
Book of the Week poll.
Oh, yeah.
Deadpool. That
Deadpool,
one's-
number one from Kelly Thompson.
Deadpool. So it's
Why is
DC
Deadpool
and
on there? Get it out of
Okay,
here.
okay,
Get
let
Deadpool
me-
off that list.
Okay,
Chris
let's
Bachalo is going to kill that.
Jason,
art,
do you
though.
want to run the show?
here's my list. Here's my list. All right.
Oh,
DC,
you want to run the show, Adam?
DC, we got He-Man and Masters of the Multiverse.
That's trash. We're not talking about
It's
it.
going to be so good.
Bull crap.
How do
Very
you know it's
excited
trash?
about that.
Marvel, you got 2 events starting, 2 2099 Alpha and Annihilation Scourge Alpha.
Adam wants to make his own poll. Listen at him.
I'm not
Listen to
saying
the poll that I just dropped.
Image Boogie. I don't know if you read the premise of Image Olympia,
Oh, it's Last Action Hero with a comic book character.
but well,
That sounds
no.
so good.
It's not going to
That's-
be better than what's on the poll, other than Deadpool.
2099 Alpha.
I think Deadpool is going to be a surprise hit next week because of that Chris Bachalo art. I can't wait.
Ice Cream Man number 16, of course.
That
That's
ends the
trash.
arc, which is weird.
Yeah, and
how are
then
their
and
arcs?
then at the tip top we got Dark Horse, Hazel and Cha Cha Save Christmas. Tales
What
from
a
the
bunch of
Umbrella
bullcrap.
Academy
What a bunch of
one-shot.
bullcrap.
No, that
In the
one actually
chat,
might
in
be
the
good.
chat, if you think my poll is better than Adam's, put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, we also
Jeez,
got
oh,
2099
really?
Alpha.
No,
one.
you-
One
If I
came
put
out
a
in
2,
2099 Alpha, Annihilation
Yeah.
Scourge Alpha,
Yeah,
He-Man,
exactly.
Masters of the Multiverse,
Yeah, and I have
Olympia.
Batman, White Knight, The Question, The Infected, and Deadpool.
I mean,
No,
those are
Fantastic
good.
Four 2099.
Gomer kind of I think he simplified the Olympia premise because
I love when you
it
top on there. It makes me happy.
I know you love Fantastic Four. Again, Fantastic Four 2099 number 1.
I don't know, man.
I'm not getting any of
2099
that.
2099 is a big reason why I jumped off of Spider-Man.
I'm not getting
sick
any
of
of that
Spider-Man
2099 stuff, man. I may not get that Annihilation crap.
Shut up,
either.
Drew Manchu. I will kick you off the boat.
How do I vote for Adam?
I do. I vote
Again,
for
There's
Adam.
some good books, dude. That Annihilation Scourge book, I wanted to put it on the list. I did.
Yeah.
And that's Matthew Rosenberg right in that
Yeah,
Annihilation
yeah.
book. See, that
Yeah.
kind of turns my head a
I
little
was-
bit.
I
Man,
know,
I'm
dude.
a
Yeah.
ride or die
Going
with
through.
my list other than Deadpool. That's the
There's a
only
lot
book.
of damn books this week,
Yeah.
man.
There's a
I would not do the
Matthew Lane says you didn't read any of it, so you can't comment.
oh crap, what was it? Yeah, the Von Freeze what
That
was
should
the
definitely be on the list, but
Yeah.
you mentioned
What
that
was
was on the
the other
list.
DC book or the first DC
Freaking
book?
Jeff Lemire doing the Question. You gonna argue with that?
I hope that wins.
No, not that one. Not the Von Freeze, not the
The
question. The
Infected,
other
Tim
one.
Seeley. It's Tim
The
Seeley.
Infected.
The only reason I wanted
yeah.
to do that is because that Blue Beetle getting infected in that Batman Superman book was so cool.
It was.
So do I need to read that book to know what's going on here?
Not really. Tim Seeley's usually pretty good at filling you in. He's a pro. He knows what's up. I wish he'd write Lobo after this week's books.
Yeah, or there's also a new Flash Forward coming out if you want more Fuggernaut.
Come
Nope, we don't
on.
want that. So shut up, Jason.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Speaking of forget about it, we're in overtime. That's going to wrap it up for ComicCast issue number 170. Make sure you tune in Wednesday for Cantu Manchu. I don't know the name. Comic review crew. Check them out.
Boogaloo.
Wednesday, they're going to pick out a top book and they're going to drop a review. Hopefully, it'll be up Wednesday night. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll be back next Sunday, 7 p.m. We'll be arguing. Adam will be sleeping. That's going to wrap it up. Check out OutrightGeekery.com for all of your comic book needs.